Hey, it's Rob Rush, and for a while now, we've been friendly with Snake Sabo Skid Row. He's a Long Island guy now. I know Rachel is on with us. He just moved back to Jersey, so there might be some
That's right.
contention. But you are a Jersey legend, and you got your debut solo album coming out on June 12th called Gargoyle of the Garden State. It's going to be out on Ear Music, and you've done some projects in the past. You did Prunella Scales back in 1997. So was this for you, Rachel, a long time coming, or was this something that maybe within the last few years, you're like, you know what, I want to put out a solo record?
You know, a little bit of both. I I write songs or attempt to write anything every day. So, after being in Skid Row for 40 years, you kind of know what's going to work for Skid Row and what Skid Row fans aren't gonna accept as a Skid Row song, you know. So I had some songs put together, and yeah, in the back of my mind, I was like, I'd love to do a solo album one day, but I never really had the time because of my day job, you know. And now time found me, and Nick, who produced it, you know, I played him some stuff, and he's like, you should do a solo record. Let's do one. So I said, let's see if your music is into it. So our managers got in touch with them, and they were down with it, thankfully, and then the ball just started rolling. And I had a bunch of songs, but I kept writing and writing, so I was replacing stuff that Nick and I really, you know, I okay, write something better than this, and
Yeah.
then if something would come in, we'd replace it, and that's what we did with Skid Row as well. And yeah, and then you know we had 11 songs. It's like, okay, cool, we're good. Let's get this going. Let's get on the ground here.
Well, for people that don't know, Nick Raskulinich produced not only your solo record, he produced the last Skid Row record, and he's worked with everybody from the Foo Fighters to Stone Sour to Evanescence. So, what is it like working with the guy with that track record, and how long have you known him for?
I've known Nick quite a while. He's a very dear friend of mine, and working with him is it's a lot of fun to
Yeah.
start off, but he's such a creative force. Like he comes up with stuff. It's like we grew up listening to the same type of stuff. He loves punk. I love punk. He loves new wave. I love new wave. And so doing this record with him was uh just watching him do, because I saw what he did with Skid Row,
Yeah. I
and
mean, that was a
now it's
great
just
record. I mean, he did not
thanks.
that the other stuff, but you guys killed it on that last record.
Yeah, and that he brought us back to our roots on that record, and it's
Yeah.
really not that easy to retrace your steps. It really isn't.
No.
So now it's just me, and you know, it's all my influences and only my influences on this record. So I had, you know, Nick understood it and he got it, and there were times where I would be like, I don't know, I think I could do this part better, whether it was vocally or whatever. He's like, nope, nope, nope. That's the attitude that we need. That's this song needs, and you nailed it.
Yeah.
Just leave it. And I trust Nick 100% in the studio and in life. So
Mhm. Which is good.
it
Yeah.
yeah. So in turn, I learned to trust my own judgment while from trusting in Nick's,
Yeah.
opinion.
And like, I know that you've had your punk influences for years. And when you're going into your solo record, like you said, does it feel like, and especially your debut solo record, does it feel like we mentioned 2 minutes ago, retracing your steps? Does it feel like you're kind of back there when you guys were recording the first record? Does it have that same vibe where it's like your debut album? You had your whole life to write this, and now this is all about you.
It didn't, in the sense that it was just me,
Yeah.
unless someone came to the studio to do a part. But
Mhm.
I played all the rhythms, I played all the bass, I did a lot of the singing. So the strangest part was not turning around, to
And
the
seeing the
dudes and
guys.
going, "What'd you think of that part?" Oh, no one's sitting on the couch behind me. It's just me and Nick. And so that was the biggest change. But yeah, both of them, like the Skids debut record and this record, felt completely different. I mean, the excitement was the same to do it, but I wasn't really sharing it with anyone. It was just all me. I mean, Nick, obviously, but
Yeah.
like band wise, unless one of my friends was doing something on the record, it was just me, and
To do
and
that,
that
yeah.
It
Is
was
that like cathartic for you? Like in a way, like to get something? Did you have anything to get off your chest that you didn't realize you got off your chest with the release of this record or the coming release of this record?
maybe, but I'm still not sure. You're not the first person to ask that, but I'm really not sure. You know, it's like I wasn't doing this because I don't like what I do. You
Yeah,
know, this
yeah.
is just I'm a creative guy. I love creating. If I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be building a new room in my house or something like that. You know, I'm just always doing something, and so yeah, so to do this and the way that it was done, cathartic maybe, but it was just something that just kind of felt natural.
Yeah, which is good. And again, Gargoyle of the Garden State, which I love that title, by the way, out on
Thanks,
June
man.
12th. And you do have your Skid bandmates. You got Snake, you got Rob, you got Scotty, but you also got Nuno Betancourt. You
Hmm.
got Danko Jones, who I think sang on the first single. You just released actually a new
Correct.
single today.
Hmm.
Damon Johnson, who I love, he's playing
Yeah.
guitar, as is Corey Taylor. So how did those guys come about as opposed to, was there anybody that, you wanted to get that couldn't make it and so on and so forth?
Yeah, well, everyone and Steve Conti, all these people were my buds,
Yeah.
and this is a monumental point of my career. I mean, with all the things that happened with Skid Row and this is just another step, and for coming out this 40 years into a career with my first solo record it was big for me, man. And
Yeah.
I was like, I want to bring all my buds in on this.
Sure.
This is what we do. And thankfully they all said yes. And there was a couple that said yes, but it has to be after I tour, which would be ending right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I know my deal has a couple options, so hopefully there'll be another one.
Well, do you think you're going to tour this record or
I
do
would
some
love
little
to.
shows? Yeah.
I would love to, I would love to get on a tour with a band that I like and, be support. I mean, it's only one record. It'd be hard to go out and do like full-fledged headlining shows. But yeah, I would love to tour, and I got a bunch of friends that say they want to do it. And again, it's just like a logistic thing. It's like,
Yeah.
do you have this month open? No, I'm going to be on the road. Okay, let me ask this guy. You know what I mean?
You could do
But
like, it'd be cool. You do a couple little dates in Jersey and then come on Long Island to do a few dates, just with you and then have some support bands opening up. I think that would be cool. I think
yeah.
people would like to see that, but they'd also wouldn't mind seeing you hop on another tour and getting out there and doing this stuff. You mentioned
Yeah.
twice now, 40 years ago, you started Skid Row with Snake. Is it weird to say that 40 years has gone by?
You know what? It wasn't really until I started doing all this press for my record. And I was like, wow, it has been 40 years. And you think about it, and we've been in Skid Row longer than we haven't. You know
Wow.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's it's pretty it's pretty insane. And just to be able to be doing this for 40 years,
Yeah.
you know.
I know.
We've had a lot of changes. We lost guys and Johnny Solinger, and we've
Yeah.
gone through a lot of stuff. But we're still out there, and we still, like, if you talk to any of the four of us, it's not there's no question that we're going to go back out and do it again. It's just a matter of when.
It's
We
just a
we
matter
have
of,
the luxury of time
yeah.
doing, looking for a new singer. We have the luxury of time on it
How's
right
that
now.
going, by the way? I know that I
It's
read
going
somewhere
well.
you guys narrowed it down, or at least I read, you don't believe everything you read, that it's been narrowed down to like two or three people, or you're looking at two or three people or something.
Well, there's a few people. I wouldn't say narrowing it down, but we've had over 300 submissions through the
Wow.
Sweetwater campaign. We've had at least 20 or 25 outside of that from people that said you should check this guy. Friends like
Yeah,
you got
sure.
to see this guy. So we have that, and so we have our eye on a few people just to get in a room with, outside of the virtual, like the digital audition and stuff. So we have a few people that we want to get in a room with, and then it's going to go through a bunch of phases of, okay, great, you sound great. Are you ready to, you know,
Yeah.
if we go and out for 6 months at a time, are you going to be able to do that?
Do you know how to
and
weed those people out that come in and think that they got the swagger, and then like when they realize all the work that actually goes into it, is it easy to spot those types now?
man, no, it's not. So, but you have the people that you could see when someone's being genuine, and sometimes when you bring it up to people, it's like, I know just I'm just making this up, but I know you have a newborn baby, but you're probably not going to be there for his first birthday. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When you say
Yeah.
stuff like that, people start scratching their head and be like, I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
You know? So, but that's just an example like that I made up, but it's not always glamorous out there, and
No.
hopefully people know that it's like, well, Skid Row's a national act. I'm gonna go out there and yeah, live it
You
up.
guys
Yeah,
were doing so many shows too. I remember like Snake telling me, you know, he'd be home for a little while, and then it would be like 3 weeks overseas, then home again, and
mhm,
then doing something in the Midwest. And yeah, you guys are constant. And then when you guys get
yeah,
somebody that you're comfortable with, I'm sure that you'll be constant again.
yeah, it'll happen fast.
Is that still like, do you still look forward to going out on the road, or is it like, because
Oh
Mark
yeah,
Mendoza, who does the show with me, says when he was with Twisted Sister, his quote was, "We got paid to travel. We played for free."
that's yeah, man. That yep. I heard that saying when I was just getting on the road for real
Yeah,
when we were going out with Bon Jovi. I heard someone say that, and I'm like, that's pretty true because the
yeah,
travel is what beats the hell out of you, and then you have the 2 hours, hour and a half, whatever,
yeah.
of cool, this is great, and then it's like, okay, more travel, sleeping in a moving tube is not always easy for everybody. I
No,
know guys
yeah,
that could sleep on a bus like crazy. I can't.
no. I know
Um,
there's different rules too. There's a band that I know that when they travel, they told me if you are hanging out with us for a while on the bus, you can't do a number two. We don't let anybody do a number two on the
no,
bus.
absolutely not. Even though they do have, I was talking, I got some buddies in NASCAR, and I was talking to this one dude, and he's like, you can't do number two on the bus. He goes, don't you have one of those newfangled toilets? They're called the crunchers or something like
Oh,
that.
no,
And
yeah.
it goes through and it like turns it into like whatever. And I was like, no,
Biodegradable fuel. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was like, we do not. I go, but we didn't buy
Um,
the bus. We just lease it.
You're just leasing the bus. Yeah, Gargoyle of the Garden State is going to be out on June 12th. Rachel Bolan's hanging out. And, you just moved back to Jersey not that long ago, living in Nashville for a while. So when you went back to Jersey, what was the first home meal that you went and got?
Oh, pizza. I, I went straight to Verace's in Silverton and got some pizza.
Yeah, yeah. And what was it
Yeah.
like is it true? I mean, as a world traveler, they say that the East Coast, especially New York, Brooklyn, Long Island, Jersey, even and they say Connecticut too has got good pizza, which I can't see, but they say it's pretty good. Is it true that this is the best food in the area when it comes to pizza and bagels?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. 100%. I mean, I lived in Atlanta, which is a great food city. If you're
Yeah,
a foodie, they have amazing restaurants. I lived there for 14 years. It took me 6 years to find a real deal Italian restaurant, and that was the only one I went to. Far as pizza, I was there that long, and I found pizza that was good, but it
yeah.
wasn't like this. And yeah, and Nashville, I mean, I never found good pizza or Italian food. And if there's good, really good sushi, some good Mexican food, and barbecue, but I don't eat barbecue, so it's like, yeah. When I came back,
First
I
stop.
probably I carb loaded, man.
Are you like a sports junkie like Snake is? Are you a big Mets fan like he is?
I am a Yankees fan,
Oh,
thankfully.
yeah. So you must be, as of this recording right now, I know Snake is, he hasn't texted me about it, but he must be very upset that the Mets are 12 games in a row losing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I know. I texted him the other night. I go, 11? Really? And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, thanks for reminding me." Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's
He's
yeah.
a diehard Mets fan. We got to try to get him. And even if you want to come to a Met game, we'll try to get you to come to a Met
I
game.
would love to. I love baseball. I love baseball. I love racing. Those are my sports. Any form of racing really, that involves a motor. I love. and I'm a diehard Yankees fan. I always have been since I was a kid.
Well, hopefully they'll do all right. They're doing better than the Mets right now. And
Yeah,
before we let
back
you
in
go,
first place.
yeah, you don't got to. All right, don't got to remind me. It's okay.
Yeah.
But, May 19th, we were talking about this before we started recording. If you wanted to see Rachel live, I haven't spoken to Mickey. I don't know where it's going to be yet, but every year Mickey Lee, who's Joey Ramone's biological brother, does the Joey Ramone birthday bash, and you were part of it last year. I was there, and you're going to be part of it again this year. Do you know where it is yet, or?
I believe it's in the newly renamed Bowery Electric. I believe it's in the same place, but now it's called Bowery Palace, I think.
They
They
changed the name.
they changed the name and they changed the inside a little bit.
Okay, yeah,
And so I'm curious to say, I was talking to Steve Conte the other day. He said it's really nice. It looks good. But yeah, he's going to be there again. I'm going to be there singing the song. And it was so much fun last year. And I was so honored to be asked
yeah,
once.
yeah.
And then I got a call from Bubbles and he's like, hey, you want to do the show again? And I go, absolutely, man. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
it's a great time. Barry Electric is a cool venue, and there was a lot of people there. I know Andy
Yeah.
Chernoff was there last year. You were there. My buddy, not that he didn't, I don't think he played, but Dave, who's Tommy's nephew, was there. So it's a good time. If
Okay.
you're a Ramones fan, definitely, you want to check it out, and you get to see Rachel perform before he goes out with either doing some solo things or back out with Skid Row. So it's nice, up
Right.
close and intimate. And Gargoyle of the Garden State, again, such a great name, is going to be out on June 12th. And I can't thank you
Yes,
enough
sir.
for spending some time, my man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.